Good morning and greetings from Northumberland on the 18th of November. As you can see, the sky is just beginning to lighten before dawn behind me. We commemorate today St. Elizabeth of Hungary. She's described as princess and philanthropist, and she died in the year 1231. Hers is in some ways an inspiring story because coming from a rich background, her Christian faith compelled her to be a carer for the poor. And there are very many stories about how she herself provided for the poor and sometimes without their permission used the wealth of her family to provide for the poor as well. And she was not happy in her personal life, but found solace in her faith. She was a third order Franciscan, but she also fell under the direction of a spiritual director, Conrad of Marburg, who was incredibly rigorous, and some would say abusive. In fact, I think most people in this day and age would say abusive in the disciplines he imposed on her and those who were under his direction. And so we have a dichotomy here, someone who probably suffered even to the point of an early death because of what we would call nowadays spiritual abuse, but also someone who poured out their life for others and to care for the poor. It brings me back to that summary of the law that we used to use often in the Book of Common Prayer, or in the 1928 version. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, and with all your strength. And love your neighbour as yourself. And I always say, and you've probably heard me say many times before, that there are three commandments there. The primacy is, of course, to love God, to love and to follow God, to be a follower of Jesus. But if we sincerely love and follow God, there will be two loves that emerge from it. One is a love of ourselves, a respect for ourselves, and a knowledge that we are made in God's image and that we are God's precious children. So there should be a proper love for ourselves and respect for ourselves, but also equally alongside it, in the same way and in the same power, there should be a love for others. To be a Christian is not to abuse oneself or to allow anyone else to abuse us. To be a Christian is to be one who has a proper understanding of our own place, and above all, a proper love for those who are around us. It is all encompassed in those words of Jesus: to love God, to love our neighbour as ourselves, and so to fulfill the law. May God bless us.